kind of sensitivity on this thing.
No, I think it's awesome. We have like a cheering section.
It's a weird part of town.
Yeah, we are a weird podcast. Oh god, it's already starting. Podcrastinating. Hey, we've been podcrastinating. That sounds good. Welcome everybody to the first in a long time episodes of the SideQuest. I am Dolly Domovsky, one of the many hosts. Joining me as usual, Tom Johnson.
Hey, what's up, guys?
He's back, ladies and gentlemen, especially you ladies. And Sam Dixon.
Hello, friends.
Hello, Sam. That luscious beard, I've been missing it for so long. We are a wonderful podcast brought to you strictly for the gamers. No bias. We like what you like, and we don't take, we don't take anything from companies that, that shouldn't be, we don't want to show any bias, is what we're saying.
Would you say there's a no spin zone?
No spin zone. This coffee is so good, by the way. So yeah, no bias whatsoever. Sorry, I got that from like a Clout thing. You guys remember Clout?
We actually have the exact same Clout mug as
really?
our pen and USB thing in the office.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I got it. It's this dumb. Clout sent these Call of Duty Advanced Warfare mugs to everybody, which is weird because it's actually a good game, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So, hey, I'll take a free mug from Clout. Gentlemen, it's so nice to see you guys again and hear you guys and talk to you guys. It's been a couple months now, actually.
It's been a long time.
Yep. We've all been busy. It's been summer, travels. I think we talked right after E3, and that was it.
Did we? I think we talked just before E3, and then we never did an after E3 show.
No, I think there was a July 15th show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you weren't on it, so that's probably why. I think it was
probably.
Sam and Robin and I.
Yeah.
Because you're always I'm on the way home, guys, and then you never show up. So.
Yeah.
I think the last time you were on an episode, it was December. Possibly. Even when we were live and you were in our hotel room, you had to.
Still December.
It was still December. Anyways, it's fantastic to see you guys. We're going to talk some video games. There's been a lot of stuff happening. I figure maybe we'll talk about what we've been playing and then just touch a couple quick news bites and go from there. Maybe it may not be a long episode. Maybe just the right amount of episode. Maybe too short. We're going to try to do the Goldilocks test here, where is it too short? Is it too long? Or is it just that just sounded horrible? Sorry, it's always too short. Anyways, what have you been playing, Tom? I want to start with you before everything goes downhill, according to your.
Oh man,
your tastes.
I played Doom.
Oh, the new one or the old one?
The new one and the old one. I played both of them. Yeah, that game's real good. Like I put it off for way too long.
Yeah, I gotta get that. I've heard so many good things. I heard it's a GOTY contender.
Oh man, is it ever? It's just like a really, really nice, well-designed game. Like it is just. I don't even know how to describe it. So, Bethesda worked with, was it Human Head to make Wolfenstein? Machine Head.
Machine Head, one of those heads. And that was a fantastic game. That was a lot of fun. In fact, that was in my top 3 or 4 for a couple years ago for Game of the Year. And I think they did a good job in bringing up some of these older properties. Like Doom looked really good. Even Prey, I guess, is getting some really good feedback. So
Quake, I'm interested in.
Yeah,
as someone who played a ton of that.
Cool.
It has just the feel of those old games are there with new game conventions as well. So you're still getting health packs, you're still doing all that stuff, but it's probably the tightest playing game I played in a long time.
Wow. You did Doom or Quake?
Doom.
Is it awesome? Good. Yeah, no. When it launched, it had some multiplayer issues, didn't it?
Because the multiplayer was developed by another team. It was developed by the people who made the Halo 5 multiplayer. And then a few months back, it was Bethesda came out and said, "All right, we're taking this away and we're doing it ourselves now."
Good. That's what happened.
It's apparently been fine since. I don't care. I've just been playing the single player.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to play it. It's on my to-do list. It was down to $19 the other day or last week.
That was a hell of a deal.
God, I'm so bummed I missed it. I should have gone to Best Buy and done the price match in the Gamers Club and got like a 20% off of it. A little bit.
Also,
We brought the game down to like $16, so I'll do that next time.
Yeah,
it'll be $20 again in the next few months here because we're gonna start full throttle into the holiday season here. So we're recording August 31st. Tomorrow is the first day of September, and holy shit, things have started to speed up, and they're gonna get crazy from here on out. So,
before I move on, I just want to bring up the elephant in the room.
What's that?
And has anyone else been playing No Man's Sky at all?
Yes, I have.
I played it very briefly.
Okay, what do you guys think of that game?
It's just boring.
I love it.
I hate it so much.
I can't do those survival games. Like, I think Don't Starve is just about the only survival game I put more than 15 minutes into. And I gave No Man's Sky a legitimate chance. I spent 4 hours, but I got myself like an upgraded hyperdrive, and then I was like, yep, now I have no reason, I have no goal, so I'm done here.
I'm giving it another try tonight after this podcast. I'm going to hang out with a friend, and I'm going to drink a couple 40s, and we're going to try and figure it out.
Even the 40s, man.
Dude, you know me. Gotta get that malt liquor.
I get that New York malt liquor. So tell me, why are you not liking No Man's Sky?
Oh, it's so boring. And it's...
Yeah.
Like, and just technically, like, it's not... It feels like a Xbox 360 game.
It was probably started. I mean, it was started around the time of the Xbox 360.
Yeah, but even the PC version is fucking busted. Like that, I've
heard nothing but bad things about the PC version.
Constant crash to desktop. You can maybe get it to run right, and I'm using a machine with a GTX 980 and a 8-core processor. And all these things. There should be no issue with this machine running. It has 64 gigs of RAM. This is a monster machine, and it crashed the desktop. VSync won't work, so I have to turn VSync off and run it in a borderless window instead of having it full screen to get it to have maybe a stable frame rate. And even then, it will still crash desktop and just lose all my progress and wipe my save file.
So tech issues. It's got pretty heavy tech issues then on PC.
So I did what any sane person would do. I went and I bought it on PS4.
Yes, good call. Good call. Yep.
For what it's worth, I bought it for PS4 because I had to record it for work, so I had to write it off at least and possibly get reimbursed. But that runs more stable. But both versions still have like the crazy pop-in problem where you are just flying through space and asteroids are like popcorn. Here we are.
Come out of nowhere. Yep.
I landed on a rock. And then I stepped out of, like, I flew down into a planet. I stepped off this out of my ship, and I was on like an elevated rock, and I fell off of it.
Oh, how do you get back to your ship?
I didn't.
Oh no!
Because it was too high up to jetpack to. And there was nothing to jump on.
So you have to die then, is what has to happen.
Yeah. Oh no! Because if I died, I spawned right next to it, which dropped me back down to the ground.
No. So you have to wipe your save and start all over again.
Yep, it was either that or scour the entire planet hoping to find a ship.
Oh, geez, and some of these planets can get massive.
Yeah,
just massive empty space.
I hit the waypoint for like the closest base station, and it was like, oh, this is a 2-hour walk from here, and I'm like, I'm done.
It's like the desert bus for a cure?
Desert Bus for Hope? Yeah.
The next No Man's Sky for Hope is what's going to happen next, where you just literally walk the entire length of a planet in No Man's Sky.
So what that game made me do was it made me go and be like, oh, man, I should really go back and play Elite Dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And just Space Truck. But then that turned me into a game called Rogue Systems, which I'm not sure if either of you guys have heard about.
No.
It is a hardcore space simulator where like all of the buttons on the cockpit are simulated and you have to hit things in sequence to pop everything up. So I went from the most simplified version of space travel to the most needlessly complex.
Which one of those did you like the best?
Elite Dangerous is still really good. I haven't gotten enough of I figured out how to make the spaceship and Rogue Systems move. I haven't gotten to the hardcore stuff yet. Like I figured out because you start in that game, you have to like click to sit in the seat, and then you have to figure out because it's like it has an aesthetic that I really like.
Justin. Was it Press X to Jason? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Press X to Justin is a Twitter handle.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it has like an aesthetic I like with space travel where there are no. I'm gesturing like you guys can see me, but you can't.
Because your camera's off.
No windows on the ship, so you have to fumble in the dark to find the button that turns on the screens.
In the dark?
Yeah, so you have to hit the buttons for the screens to pop on, like in Titanfall or you're in like a Gundam or something like that. And then you have to figure out like the ignition sequence. So I got that past that point. But yeah, Elite Dangerous is still really good. If you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. I'm not sure how it would play with a controller.
So it's coming to, is it on consoles or it's coming to Xbox One, I think?
Which one? Elite?
Elite, yeah.
Elite is already on it.
It's already on, okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
that was one of the 2 games that premiered last year.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, we got 2 games on the game preview. It's the
That's right.
And Elite Dangerous. But yeah, I went on a real dark. I went down a real dark hole for space travel.
Those are called black holes, actually, or neutrinos.
Oh yeah, I hate you so much.
Any other games you've been playing?
No, Adventure Capitalist on my phone. That's a clicker.
I gotta get that one. I gotta get one of those.
It's a good one.
I finally stopped playing whatever that other clicker game I was playing on the iPhone because I got to the Doomsday Clicker because I got to the final section of Doomsday Clicker and I quit. They changed enough of it because I think they realized people were getting frustrated that advancement was really slow after those first couple stages. So
yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
But then you find another clicker and you're like, I'll do this all over again, even though it's the exact same thing. Like I do it constantly.
I'll waste 2 weeks of my life just tapping.
Oh, before one last final thing, I promise. Did you guys see the news story about No Man's Sky about dicks popping up all over the world?
No.
Like animals that just look like dicks, and like all these creatures just look like wieners, and it's pretty great.
I've seen a couple that look like it. I've seen a couple.
Yeah. Like there's a whole Tumblr dedicated to it.
That's brilliant. I'm gonna have to start logging into mine. So I've been playing No Man's Sky, and I like it. And I like it because I don't love it. I don't think it's amazing. But as a designer, it's nice for me to just kind of walk around and look at terrain, and I think the terrain is really cool. It all looks the same because it's all the same color palette on every single world. Apparently, every planet in the universe is the same. Is nearly the same. But
I like a water planet yet?
I haven't gotten to a water planet. I've been to like a bunch of rocky ice and I think a volcanic one. I forget what it was. Cool. But I didn't know there were water planets. But the best way for me to explain it is that it's busy work. It's like all the open world games. It's like all those little side quests, right? It's like, oh hey, get the and I strictly think of like Red Faction Guerrilla. Red Faction Guerrilla was an awesome game, not because of the main quest, but because of all the dumb side quests that you had to do to just gather coal or whatever some of the tools were. And
they both give you a gun that can blow a hole in things.
Exactly, which is why I think this is essentially the side quests, the side missions of Red Faction Guerrilla without an actual like plot or arc to really bring it all together. So it's kind of like you're missing the main part of the game there. But I like it for the busy work. It's the kind of game where I could open it up, start playing for. Maybe you literally only play for like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and think, okay, I'm done. I can put this away. I've chewed up time waiting for breakfast to cook or something. So that's my No Man's Sky. I like it. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it.
Well, be forewarned when you find a water planet is you will need to breathe underwater even though you're wearing a spacesuit. Oh, nice. And when you can't swim, you have to jetpack up.
Oh, really?
And when you breach the water, you don't hang there. You sink back down. So you have to constantly breach it. You can't just hang at the surface and swim.
Wonderful. Because your suit is too heavy.
It's like the water. I think they just didn't program water physics.
Probably.
So they just wanted to make the water an extra thing and make it so you have a degradation.
So one of the big things about No Man's Sky, one of the things that's kind of pissed me off is that they've gotten a lot of passes from people. It's like, oh, it's a very ambitious game. It's only been made by 15 people. Well, yeah, but it still has to work, right? Water has to work like water. Gaseous planets have to work like gaseous planets, and things still have to be good. Just because 12 people or 1,200 people make it. Doesn't matter. You know, quality is quality. If it's not quality, then it's gonna get
Yeah,
dinged.
it's like I'm not tipping them for like doing a good job. They're providing a product and a service.
Yep, exactly. And I understand. Yes, they did promise a lot, and it hasn't come to fruition. I still love that freaking Jurassic Park.
Oh
video.
my god, that was the best thing.
That was awesome. That was one of my favorite videos on the internet in years, easily. If you haven't seen it, just do a search for No Man's Sky Jurassic Park. It's a short clip. It's like 30 seconds, but it nails it. It's like, here was the expectation. You're walking through this beautiful world with, flora and fauna everywhere, and like some creatures flying overhead and creatures in front of you. And in reality, you land in a world and there's like one animal, and you have to chase it because it keeps fucking running away from you. And oh, by the way, it looks horrible because it's literally the way that these creatures are created. It's like those flip books where you take the head piece and the body piece and the leg piece and the tail piece. It just like rotates among all these and creates these creatures.
Oh, those animations are real bad.
Oh, the animations are bad.
They're like dog meat in Fallout 3. Bad.
My home planet, which by the way is impossible to try to find your way back to, if you don't have the warp set up correctly. And so my home planet, I got out of there. It was fine. There were a few animals there, but they were kind of docile. From then on, every other planet I went to, the animals were extremely aggressive. Like, I would get slaughtered by antelope dicks, every time I would touch on a new planet. So, dickalopes. Crazy. Well, that's No Man's Sky. I was playing that. Have you been playing anything else, or was that it? Tom?
You already. I was done. This
okay.
was you talking about your games.
Okay. Well, I was just kind of chiming in. Well, I've been playing a bunch of games. I finished playing This Is the Police, what was the...
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, it's the cops.
Oh, fuck, it's the cops. Which I wish it was that. I wish it was that good. Because I would play that game over This Is the Police. This Is the Police is a lot of busy work. It doesn't know if it wants to be a sim or like a cop sim or a narrative. It's kind of somewhere in between, so it never really is successful in both. The sim aspects don't really lead anywhere. Things only happen in the sim where you're kind of managing your police squad, and you're kind of working either with or against the mafia or with or against the mayor. Things only happen if they get really, really bad. Like if you fuck up a ton, then instead of like the plot and things changing, you just die. You have to start over from the beginning or whatever. You start off from the day and try to figure it out. So nothing ever happens if things are really good. At least I didn't. I had thumbs up on all my ratings at one point and didn't notice anything different from when I had that and when I had stuff that was all thumbs down. So it's got some nice visuals, but it's another game that's just kind of like busy work. It never really changes from day to day. I reckon there are some people out there that may be interested in a police sim, but I don't know. I don't think this is it. I think there was promise, but it didn't deliver. So, you could probably pass on that one. And then I've been playing the absolutely stellar sports game of the year, Mario and Sonic at the Rio Olympic Games. Which
honestly, I'm surprised you didn't say like Blitzball. So
yeah, right.
Honestly, you could have done worse.
This is actually a fun game, and it's actually got some interesting events. I was surprised because the Mario and Sonic games I don't think have ever been all that great. They were just kind of blah. But this is easily the best Sonic game that I think that Sega's ever created. But it's got some neat events in there. It's got some races. It's it's got some foot races. It's got some rhythmic gymnastics. So it's actually like a mini music rhythm game with a bunch of songs on there, different levels of difficulty. It's got like equestrian stuff. There's a ton of variety in this thing. It's even got like soccer and tennis and table tennis. So I wish that the other Mario and Sonic games were actually this decent, but it's kind of cool. There you can do online, this kind of weird asymmetric online tournament where the better you get, it starts to rate your ghost, I guess. and then you play against the ghosts of people that are ranked similarly to you. So it's kind of cool. My daughter is getting a total kick out of it, and it fit in. Obviously, it landed because of the Olympics, and these things come out every 2 years. So yeah, if you're a Wii U owner, this is probably the last great game the last game you'll probably ever pick up for the Wii U. Maybe Super Paper Mario, or if the rumors of some of the remakes are true, who knows? We'll find out tomorrow night because there's a Nintendo Direct. By then we'll find out they're remaking HD versions of Galaxy and Galaxy 2.
Mario and Sonic at the Rio Olympic Games.
No, Mario and Sonic at the Rio.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Yes, at the Rio 2016 or Rio Olympic Games. Yeah, it's actually worth it. It's kind of fun. I would pick it up. What's kind of interesting is that there have not been any other Olympic Games over the last 6 years or 8 years. Nobody's really missed them because no one ever asked for Olympic Games. But it's a whole side topic about the death of sports games. So yeah, it's interesting. And then finally, the last thing I've been playing is Assetto Corsa, which is a racing game. Yeah.
What are you playing that on?
Xbox One.
Oh, that's on there now?
Yeah, it's just released on Tuesday. So I've been playing that for review.
I played that about a year ago on Steam Early Access, and I remember thinking, yo, Dolly would be all about this.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of good things about the Steam version, but I'm not super sold on the Xbox One version. I haven't gotten far enough into it. What's interesting is there's different types of racing games. You get the ones that are more arcadey. You get some that are more sim-like, and Assetto Corsa probably falls in the more sim-realistic type that maybe Project Cars is in, more so than Forza and GT. I think any of the Forza games are more arcadey than GT or Assetto Corsa, because you feel. Let me put it this way: you are driving a vehicle as if it's actually the vehicle. So it's almost too realistic in some of the controls. Like when you first get into the game, you start off with the Fiat 500, the Abarth version, and it controls exactly like the Fiat 500 Abarth version, which is great, but I don't love it in a game, especially with the tracks not being all that great. Like the tracks are not great. Forza has tracks down to a T, and courses and race courses stuff down. Like they have the best courses, bar none, in any sports, any racing. Forza does, yeah.
Have you played Project Cars yet?
Yeah, I played Project Cars. Project Cars is really good. So I like Project Cars on PC. I haven't played it for consoles, but for PCs it's great because people have modded the crap out of it, and they've done some really nice things. It's not. I still kind of rank Forza as the premier racing game out there. With GT slipping and being delayed into 2017 again. But Assetto Corsa it plays like a 2-year-old game. I guess maybe that's the best way to say it. It plays like a game that's been in early access. It doesn't, like when you're racing, there's no music when you're racing. There's no audio to let you know that the race has started. You just see a bunch of red dots show up on the screen, and all 5 red dots show up, and then nothing. It doesn't tell you that you're supposed to hit the accelerator or anything. So I think it does kind of feel unfinished, and I think that the unfinished aspect and the almost too real vehicle physics against a arcadey course doesn't match up right. So I've got to play with it more. I'm going to spend a whole bunch more time with it, and maybe stream some of it over the next few days here and through the holiday, but I'm not in love with it, but I want to try it with a wheel. We'll see.
That reminds me, I've been playing a racing game.
Which racing game have you been playing?
F1 2016.
Ooh, tell me about F1 2016. That makes me interested in this.
Do you like F1?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a real good version of those.
Yeah, good. Do you like F1? Yes. Is it the year 2016? Yes. Then you're going to like this game.
Like I like F1 2016 a lot because it is the most pure racing game I've ever played.
Sure.
And there are a bunch of cars, but they're all basically the same.
Yes.
There are 21 circuits, and there's basically one mode. So it's like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to race. You're going to do model it well, and the physics and cars are going to control well. and that's gonna be it. So I've been doing like I played the Monaco circuit today, which is always good. Did the Australia GP.
One thing that really interests me about F1 2016, and this is kind of it. This is again going back to the whole sports thing. It's that feels like the kind of game where skill and driving is way more important than the kind of vehicle you have, right? A vehicle is just a vehicle, just 4 tires on the road. But the skill is important, which is why I think the best soccer game to come out in a decade is Rocket League, because it actually you get the feeling of actually aiming and getting the ball into a net.
Yeah. That's the thing I like. That is exactly something I was trying to realize. I like that everyone's basically on a level playing field with slight variations, and it's more about skill than anything else.
Yes, yep.
Because even in Rocket League, everything is cosmetic.
Yeah, everything is cosmetic in Rocket League. Yeah, and it all goes down to skill. And I wish other racing games were like this, but Assetto Corsa is kind of like that. I think definitely more so than Forza and GT, but maybe it's not quite fully there yet. I'll check out F1 2016 though. I want to get my hands on that.
I highly recommend it. You should check your spam because I got an unsolicited code for it.
Oh, nice. Are you using a wheel on it, or are you just using a controller?
I'm using a controller.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm not a crazy person. I don't have a wheel, but then again, I right now have a very nice, fairly expensive flight stick and throttle on my desk that I bought.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, oh man.
Did you buy the one you saw at E3?
Oh no, that's not out yet. So I bought what's called a SideQuest X52, which is like that's the standard that like when people are like, oh, I want like a mid-range stick, they send that to you. Like they send you to that. Cool. It's like $120. But I've been looking at wheels lately.
Nice.
I've been looking at wheels. I'm not sure. That's a whole other can of worms. Like, do I get ones with pedals? What do I do?
Oh God, yeah. I'll have to teach you more about that.
You do.
We may have to do a whole series of shows on accessorizing, getting the true experience. But yes, that's what I've been playing. A little bit of everything. In Madden, this is the best Madden in years, but still could be better. I think next year there's supposed to be a whole big change in the engine, is what I'm hearing. So next year's Madden is going to be the big, real change in Madden. Maybe that'll be the Neo and the Scorpio version. And the NX version. Just kidding.
They should add an old WWE video game style story mode to it, where you can just like make stories.
They are next season. They are. I think,
that's so good.
I haven't played it. I know that you can do it in FIFA. They have a story mode. So.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like those FIFA games a lot. They keep getting better.
And that's what I've been playing. What about you, Sam? What have you been playing lately?
Two things. Mostly Stardew Valley.
Oh,
yeah, buddy.
Jam.
Who'd you wife?
I'm working on Leah right now.
That's a you fucked up.
Why? Listen, it's so funny because at first I was like, all right, I'm gonna spread my wings here. I'm gonna give everybody berries and.
I'm gonna give everybody berries.
And then she made the comment of, it's like, oh, we both live alone out here in the woods. Like that means something, doesn't it? And I was like, sure does. It means I'm gonna wife you up.
No, you gotta give it to Abigail because she eats rocks.
She's like a child though. She acts like a child. I'm a gray fox as a man in Stardew Valley. You know, I'm just looking to my 40-year-old self, looking to retire and work out on the farm with my chickens.
We're two very different men, Sam.
That's been going okay.
I've yet to play Stardew Valley, but I think I'll pick it up for consoles because supposed to come out for the consoles in Q4.
Yeah, well, I think Vita might be the best place to play that, and if PS4 has cross-buy, I'll likely pick that up again. But man, it's so you can do whatever you want. It solves No Man's Sky's problem, where it feels like all the goals I'm trying to achieve in No Man's Sky just seem so far out there and aren't really rewarding once you achieve them. But like Stardew Valley has so many, like the community center has these little like check marks that you basically turn in items and get free stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
And there's just so many like little goals that you can set for yourself even within like a day.
Or you can even set like personal goals.
Yeah, I want to make sure that today I've knocked down every tree in my forest, except for the maple ones, because they need to make syrup for me. Or like today I'm gonna go and pick all the berries from the bushes so I can feed the homeless guy for a week and a half. Like it's just so incredible, and there's so many things that the game never forces you to engage with if you don't want to. Like it might be like, oh, well, get to the bottom of the mines, but you can never go to the mines and have a perfectly good experience if you want to. I guess you might be suffering from ore and upgrade your items at that point, but it's just there's just so many things you might not ever want to do fishing, but you might want to lay crab pots to catch like crawdads and stuff like that, or do what I do and accidentally piss off everybody in town by giving them something they don't like. I don't understand. I was the homeless gentleman Linus that lives in a tent up towards the top of the map. You know, he's talking about how he doesn't have any food, and I was like, oh, hey, bud, I caught this algae while fishing. Like, it gives you, like, 30 energy. Like, you love this, right? I give it to him,
this.
and I gave it to him, but he's like, wow, just because I'm homeless doesn't mean I like trash. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yo, fuck that homeless guy, though.
I know, I was going to eat that.
He's like, he's a
give
grade
that
A
to you.
piece of shit. Fuck that guy.
Or like spoilers, I guess, for early story, but like everybody asks you to do like chores for you, and the mayor sends you a letter, and he's like, "Yo, bud, like I need you to find my purple shorts. Like my purple shorts have gone rogue," and you're like, "Okay." And like I would have never have noticed them, but my girlfriend's been playing too, and she was like, "Why are there these just purple shorts hanging out in the like farmer lady's bedroom?" And turns out that they are definitely like sneaking around behind people's backs.
You'd be like, yeah, we be fucking.
And like, the sad thing is like people just won't let you into their room, so you have to befriend her first. So like I had to keep bringing her like eggs from my chickens and stuff like that for like months straight, just to let her just to get into her room to steal these shorts back. And you take him to the mayor, and he's just like, oh, where did you find them? Oh. We won't ever talk about this. Please don't ever talk about this.
I cannot wait to get into this.
It's so good.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm only through, like, I'm not even to, like, the end of fall for the first year.
Oh,
so, like,
pro
I've
tip.
Oh, go ahead.
Because my first winter, I didn't realize that I literally wasted the entire thing because you can't grow anything.
Yeah.
Yo, just go hoe the snow by the beach. You get so much money.
Oh, I'm gonna go up to the mines and get everybody upgraded to gold before the season starts in spring. Start planting. Yeah, but man, that's so much fun. And yeah, once it comes down on Vita and PlayStation, if they're cross-buy or cross-play, I'll probably only play that for the next year. Other than that, though. Thanks again to Atlas and Sega for yet again in September or the end of August bringing me another rhythm game to play. So I am playing Hatsune Miku Project Diva X.
Nice. Okay.
And I don't know either of your experiences with Vocaloid music or Hatsune Miku in and of herself.
I know way too much to be.
Sam, are you like basically on their just we're gonna send you review copies no matter what you say list? Is that what's gonna happen?
well, this one I actually applied for because I have been looking for like another rhythm game. But yeah, pretty much anytime Sega or Atlas sends in emails, which John Harden I believe is the name of the man who runs the PR for that. Like
nice guy, John's awesome by the way.
Yes, he should just know that if it's from either of those companies, that he should just send along review code. Yeah. So I'll likely be asking for it when to play it. But Project Diva X is interesting because I'm not really into Hatsune Miku, not really into Vocaloid music, not even really that into like synth-based like techno type stuff. Or like
I saw Hatsune Miku live.
Oh, you know, that's not considered live because she's a hologram.
Yeah, but I went because I was offered free tickets, and they were also playing with Adam Mataguchi.
Oh, I would go for that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yo, I'll go for that.
Well, and I would say after playing this game, I think I would be down to see her live. Well, see her hologram live. It's interesting because this game is clearly fan service. There's something like 300 costumes you can get for Hatsu and her friends, and different accessories you can put on to make you get more points or score more bonuses for the match, or I guess it's not a match, but the music game session, whatever. And there's like a whole bunch of like fan service. And as me who has
Any
no
fan
idea,
service.
for me who has no idea about like, it's like, oh, this is her classic like cool outfit from like the winter of 2013. I'm like, awesome, it looks cool. She looks like a snow witch, but like I have no like, you know, it's
I've
like,
always
oh,
loved this outfit.
yeah, or it's like this is her like Rin like best friend special deluxe outfit from their performance at like this thing, and I'm like, awesome, it looks cool, but like I have no like actual like historical background for why it's there or why to care. Um, and like you know, there's certainly hit or miss songs as with every rhythm game. And of course, there's like super good songs those are the ones you only want to play forever. And then there's songs that every time it comes up in some way the game forces you to play it, you regret ever wanting to play the game. But it has a really interesting way to engage players into like playing the different songs and like going through like different difficulties and seeing different aspects of it, even the different costumes. You play through all the songs first, and it unlocks like these requests or whatever. And then meeting certain goals, either playing a certain song with a certain character or getting a certain amount of points in a certain like segment of songs, do these requests that different characters of Hatsu's friends like request of you. And some of them are restricted to like I only want to hear songs from the elegant category performed by this person wearing this outfit. And some of that's interesting and definitely gives you like a different sample of like the different songs and maybe forces you to play the like melody section of a song that you thought was bad but turns out isn't that bad if you just get rid of all the excess parts. And then some of it is like, hey, like you are now forced to play the song you hate and do it on expert or you can't move past this request.
Sounds like an Elite Beat Agent's problem.
Yeah. So there is certainly like, and there's never an option where like I at least yet I have never gotten to the point where okay I can no longer progress because this request is too difficult. There's always been other things to go out and do to unlock more stuff to do. The one thing I will say is a negative, super negative about that game is I have no idea how the relationship system works. So like you get gifts and like prizes after some performances and stuff, and you can give them to characters to help you like.
Hold on 1 second. Tom, are you fucking eating an apple?
He's chewing on something.
Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic. I'm eating a Pringle.
So like oh man, now I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
I don't remember. You were.
It was a downside, and I'm trying to come up with it now.
But I think you were talking about how like you're forced to play games you hate.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Crunch the apple.
Remember this. Great.
Hatsune Miku.
Completely good one. Hatsumiku, good game. I think it's going to be weird for people that don't play that style, like that Japanese style rhythm games, to get into it because it's not you don't have note lanes. You don't like you can see things coming, but they all kind of like siphon in through the side of the screen, and the button arrangements like end up like moving around the screen like Elite Beat Agents. And for most people, at least other people that I've handed it to that like rhythm games, that's certainly a little jarring to them, seeing as in we're used to this sort of like rock band system of notes falling, hitting them, even like frequency and amplitude and all that stuff is the same. And even like mobile music games are much the same. So I think that'll throw some people off, and obviously you're going to see Hatsune Miku on the cover, and if you have no idea who she is, you're just going to pass it.
Sure.
But I think it's certainly worth a try. I know for PlayStation 4, the game runs at 1080-60, which was a big news because I guess the Vita versions have never run over 30, and obviously your Vita version, so the like resolution isn't as high. But I guess for PS4, when PlayStation VR comes out, there will be some VR component to it. I've been looking around online. I haven't seen anything about it. I don't know. They do have like a photo editor in that game, so they may just let you play around with Hatsune Miku.
The rumor I heard is that it's kind of like basically a concert.
Okay. So they may allow you to play the songs because while you're playing the notes, like there are Hatsune Miku and her friends dancing and stuff in the background with the selected costumes and whatnot, which is great because sometimes you can give people like a duck beak for no reason. You can have them in the serious, elegant costume, like a nice formal dress, and they have a duck beak on. It's pretty good. So I think it's interesting. I think it's going to be a hard sell to somebody that's not a Hatsu fan. But if you are looking for like a really good, solid rhythm game that gives you lots of reasons to go back and try new things and play the songs that you want to play to help you progress, I'd say go for it. It's only got 30 songs, which I guess is kind of low for that series. But you can probably play through all 30 in the way they have their story mode built in about 3.5, 4 hours. So 4 hours worth of music, and then being able to do pretty much whatever you want with it after that is pretty good. So I suggest checking it out if you're a Hatsu fan. I would just say go out.
I didn't know you were so
and
familiar and on a first name basis with her now.
Yeah. Is Hatsu her first name?
No, it's Hatsune. I think.
Hatsune, okay.
Or Miku. Is Hatsune mean something?
I have no idea, but in that game, I swear there's 3 other characters named Miku, and it confuses me. And I don't know, because every time I Google it, the only pages that come up are in Japanese. So I'm like slowly trying to figure that out.
Who's your favorite Vocaloid?
Whichever the pink-haired one is. She just has the best costumes.
I like Kaito. He's the blue-haired boy.
Oh, see.
How do you know, dude? What's going on?
I said, you asked how much do you know about what's it called, Hatsune Miku, and I said, no, he asked how much do you know about Vocaloids, and I said, an amount that I'm embarrassed to say out loud.
All I can say about the so there's, I'm trying to think, there's about 4 or 5 girls and 2 boys in that game that you can play as. And like I just hadn't played as any of the boys because I figured their costumes wouldn't be as exciting. So my girlfriend yelled at me and she's like, "Just play as the blue-haired boy. I bet you he has a fun costume." I'm like, "Okay." So I play as him, and immediately the first costume so the way you unlock costumes is there's a chunk of the song that you have to play well, and if you play it well enough, like they do like a little Sailor Moon transformation in the middle of the song, and they rip off all the clothes that you had put on them and put on this new costume. So, like, I'm in the middle of this very serious song that's definitely about breaking up with somebody. As this guy is like singing it, and now he's wearing his like default costume, and then it goes. I'm like, yes, okay. When in the Sailor Moon mode, I'm gonna get a sweet costume, and he comes out, he's just in a speedo, and it's like this very sad, depressing song about like, oh, I loved you, and our like relationship was like a bunch of patchworks and like a quilt. And here's my speedo, enjoy.
Here's my junk.
It's like that's the other thing is like I was playing and my girlfriend walked in and I was like I was wearing a business suit with my character and as soon as the transformation happened it was like some like witch devil like girl that was just in a very revealing outfit and I could see how that could be like jarring and feel like my son really likes Hatsune Miku or my daughter really likes it I'll buy this and then you're like oh, I wonder how their game's going. You just peek your head and they're like practically nude dancing on screen. That'd be kind of crazy. But I think it's a good game. I think it's worth checking out. And if you're building your PlayStation VR library, add this to the list, I guess.
It could be worse. It could be that Dead or Alive Extreme 3 VR thing.
Did you see the Engadget headline for that?
Lord, yes.
Yeah.
Holy cow! The videos of dudes like groping. Trying to grow virtual ladies is unbelievable.
It's like somebody at that studio was just like, no, we haven't crossed enough lines. We need to make sure that the Americans know that this game will never come to them.
we have to make sure the Americans know that there's going to be a subset of Americans that are going to create a hashtag for this game.
Well, and
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm surprised Sony hasn't been like going out of their way to try to cover that up to make sure that like that's not getting in the hands of people. Because all you need is the headline of like PlayStation VR allows you to sexually assault women. Get it this holiday season.
Surprise! Sony can't keep their hands wrapped around any information these days.
Oh, hold up! Before you go into that, I have to ask something. As the resident SideQuesting anime editor.
Whoa, how'd you get that title?
No, that's your title.
Oh, that's my
Oh, how'd
title.
you get that title?
How'd I get that title? Yeah.
By every time we do something anime related, he's the guy on the game. So I have
Yep.
to
That's
ask
true.
you,
That's true.
did you play Attack on Titan yet?
So I mean, if you think
I
back,
love when you start off with the. So let me put it this way.
well, I was gonna say if you think back to about maybe a year ago or so
When you
now,
played the bad Attack on Titan
so
game?
I played the bad Attack on Titan game, which
That was the
I'm
3DS one, right?
which I'm gonna tell you looks exactly like the quote unquote good Attack on
Oh
Titan
no.
Really?
game. Yeah, and you do the same thing. Hey, guess what? Guess what you do in both Attack on Titan games?
Do you
You
attack Titans?
Titans. Yeah. And you swing from your little things and you try to gape them in the back of the neck or in the kneecap or on the wrist or anything like that. And I have not played the PlayStation 4
It
version
controls
because
really well.
I believe it's made by the Dynasty Warriors guys.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
I think so. That makes sense because it feels and looks like a Dynasty Warriors game. But
So I don't know. Maybe it's just fear that it's going to play exactly like the 3DS one did that I haven't even bothered. I just haven't been interested. And it sounds like maybe that lack of interest is not a bad thing.
I just happened to fall into it because like one of my friends who works for a larger like site and publication was like, "Hey, they sent me like 4 codes for this thing in one email. Do you want one?" And I'm like, am I obligated to do anything with it? Because I'm probably gonna play it for like 45 minutes. Like, nah, just take it. And so I did, and like, it looks like it's very nice looking. Like visually, it is probably the nicest anime game I've ever played.
Interesting. You have not played enough Naruto games.
Well,
no, okay, it's the second one because those those Ultimate Ninja Storms games are fucking beautiful.
If what was I gonna say? Oh, if that game has like co-op, the co-op on the 3DS game was pretty fun. So I could see how like, giving it on consoles and having the power of voice chat and stuff like that. Like, I could see how that if you got a group of 4 people together, that could be a good time. But yeah, I don't know. It will, and if the story mode was like the last one, it's just gonna retrace the series anyway. So it's not like you're gonna learn anything new. So yeah, any other anime questions? I can tell you that Persona 5 comes out in Japan on September 15th, which means
and then
that
the U.S. in.
It's Valentine's Day in the U.S. Yep. But
when I had a partner, I told them I need that day off.
Hey guys, just taking that day off.
Yeah.
I had that special version pre-ordered, then I canceled it because I figured I'm gonna be so backlogged with games that I'm not gonna.
I pre-ordered it, and then Amazon was like, "Hey, your credit card is wrong, even though we're not charging you, so we canceled the whole pre-order."
Oh no! I had it at Best Buy pre-ordered. So we'll touch on a couple. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have it pre-ordered, but I'm likely going to get a code sent to me. But
there you go.
But you're gonna have the duffel bag.
I know I have to have the duffel bag.
Yes. We'll touch on a couple quick little news bites here, and both related to leaks and such. Feel free to jump in with other stories if you guys have any. The first one, as I was just getting into earlier, is the leakiest faucet, the leakiest plumbing whatsoever is at Sony, where there are several PS4 Slims out in the wild. People own, they're using them and taking photos and putting videos up there, and Sony has not confirmed its existence yet. Like, you could go to some eBay-like stores and buy one.
I saw a review for one online.
Yep. Kate Dale reviewed one online.
I saw a review for an unannounced product.
A product that won't be announced until next week, which is gonna get clobbered by the Apple announcement the same day.
Man, I wish I was going to that thing.
The Apple one or the PlayStation one?
The PlayStation one.
Yeah, that could be a fun one to go to. Anyway, so PS4 Slim, it is essentially a PS4. Slightly slimmer, and it's removing the optical audio.
Does anyone use that?
I do actually use the optical audio, but I use it because I have that type of.
You have an old receiver?
I have an old receiver. And it's removing that, and nothing else is changing. Nothing. but they're going to sell them for the same price, which is at least nothing that we know of. You get the Xbox One S, which is slimmer. It's super nice looking.
Oh, I heard that
4K.
data, the new controller carries data over the cable when it's plugged in.
Oh, does it really?
So it would like cut down on Bluetooth latency.
Along with the light bar in the front, right?
The light bar in the front. Yeah. Which I'm assuming that's because no one could ever see the light bar in the bottom when it was, in your hands.
I like games that change the light bar color.
I do too, but I never see it. I only see it if I'm staring at the light bar.
Do you know in Destiny it changes depending on your subclass?
Does it really?
Yeah, I learned that this week.
Didn't know that. Can't see.
I wonder if that's dependent on PlayStation VR too. I wonder.
It might be helpful. Yeah.
Stuff.
I wouldn't doubt it. That there might be definitely something to that. Yeah. So the PS4 Slim, again, it's no improvement. In fact it's removing things. It's going to be $299 for all intents and purposes, I think, which is going to be the Xbox One S. You're going to buy one. Why? Don't you already have a PS4?
I do, but it's so loud that I got looks when I had to bring it to work.
Oh, interesting.
So I plugged it in at work, I set it up, and I turned it on, and people literally from 20 feet away in our office turned and looked at me and went, man, your PS4 is loud.
So I'm interested in the Xbox One S because of the 4K video. And
dude, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I just bought an HDR
genuinely
TV.
Thinking about picking that up just so I can getting in a 4K TV. So we'll see how that works out. But we'll find out more about. Sorry, go ahead.
I filmed a review on that. You should check it out.
Check it out. We'll post a link
down in the description
somewhere. The PlayStation event. Now, Sony has 3 press conferences coming up in the next week. They have one on the 7th. Or 7th or 8th. 8th? 7th? One of those days. Then they have one. Then they have one on the 8th. Yeah, so 7th and then 8th, and then they have one on the 13th for TGS. So I don't know how they're planning what they're going to be showing at each one of these things, but it's kind of odd that they're doing their big giant reveal less than a week before their last big press conference. So
I think TGS is going to be them showing because last year, do you remember? Oh no, you were not a crazy person like me, so you weren't watching their live TGS thing, but it was like Bloodborne DLC. Yep. Oh yeah, so it's like Bloodborne DLC and Assassin's Creed DLC and all that stuff. Because I was reading an article.
It'll probably be more of that, yeah.
Yeah, because I was reading an article and the Japanese console sales aren't super great even for Sony.
Yep.
So it's not like the old days where TGS is like, we're gonna announce all these hot bangers.
So I have a feeling. I mean, they're gonna talk. They said it's gonna be about the PlayStation business, right? So this PlayStation event that's coming up here. I'm assuming they're gonna touch on the PS4 Slim. They'll probably get that out of the way right away.
They'll open with it probably, right?
Well, they have to. Again, they should have just gotten that out already.
They should have just said a press release.
Just do a press release, say it's coming. And I don't doubt that might still happen. The reason they probably haven't done that yet is they're trying to figure out what to backfill the rest of the show with. But I think it's going to be PS4 Neo heavy, and then I wouldn't be. I mean, obviously PSVR, they're going to talk to that as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's something Vita related, like. I don't know, like the end of officially putting the kibosh on Vita or something. I'm not sure exactly what, but I don't know. I'm getting this weird vibe about something with the Vita. Could be nothing. Maybe because I just turned mine on again for the first time since April. So that's probably more than likely. So that's coming up next week. We'll keep an eye on that. The other leaks that have been happening are the NX leaks, and though none of these are confirmed, the last time we actually spoke about the NX, we knew very little about it. There's only some very light rumors about being a portable and like a hybrid console and portable device. But that looks like it's much more of the direction they're going in right now. It's a portable device, detachable controllers. On either side, a 6.2 inch multi-touch capacitive screen, and the docking station has 2 USBs up front, which means maybe there's some potential expanded video and memory and that kind of stuff in this docking station. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, when this was first starting to come out, the idea of this hybrid, people thought it was a really really cool idea. Hey, you could take your full games with you everywhere you go, and just come home and you plug it into your TV. Is this something that still intrigues you guys? That's something that's still interesting to you?
I feel like a grade A asshole saying this, but I honestly don't care what Nintendo does.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy whatever
Oh.
I'll buy whatever they put out. I'll play whatever first party, like whatever 8 or 10 first party games they make, and I will go play my big games elsewhere because
Sure.
they have proven that they don't like the days of them being a big third party console is pretty much over.
Yeah, I think that's over.
Okay.
So they are their own thing. They're going to make their own unique experiences, and that's it. So whatever it is, I'll buy it. I'll play whatever. I'll play Zelda on it. I'll play Pikmin on it. I'll play
Mario.
Probably never going to make a Star Fox game again.
Or a Metroid game.
Or a Metroid game because Metroid just doesn't sell apparently.
Well,
according to
the
reports.
latest one completely bombed.
Yeah, but because at this point I don't care. Like it's the one that parents are going to buy, so it'll sell.
Do you think parents are going to buy it, or?
I think Nintendo still has a cachet
Okay.
for like parents who, because like you are an edge case because you are an informed consumer, which most people like as someone who used to.
Sam laughs. Yeah,
You're an edge case because you use your brain.
Yeah, but I worked in retail for years. I am currently dating a GameStop manager, and she tells me all the same things. She's like, yeah, people like grandparents, people they'll come in, they'll buy the Nintendo thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, what do you think? Is this something that still interests you as a direction?
Well, I mean, like Tom, I mean, Nintendo games are always the best games. So I will likely at some point pick up whatever at launch, maybe not, but
I am because that's why I want to play Zelda. Like that's the reason I want.
Yeah, and we'll have to see because if Zelda is any different on NX, maybe that changes things. Seeing as I definitely bought my Wii U like 2 years ago because I was like, yeah, I can't wait for them to release the Zelda on this.
And you got that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Hey, Wind Waker just went down to $20.
That's true.
That became a purchase overnight. Yes. My only fear with the NX is, Nintendo is arguably going to do things differently than everybody else because that's just Nintendo. But I'm worried that we're getting, since this platform is like a blurred between like their portable and their like home system, I'm worried that we're going to see experiences that aren't 100% thought out just because you have that idea. So like think about it, was it Golden Sun that had the play on side and charge your like mana?
I'm sorry, no, that was Boktai, a Hideo Kojima game. Yes.
Okay, I always want to call that Golden Sun because it makes sense that the game that has the sun capabilities has sun in its name.
Correct.
You have to charge your sun gun.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good idea.
So like that doesn't worry me. What worries me is like kids taking this like let's say $300 machine to school with them and being like, yo, look at this system and breaking it there.
Yep.
And you could say, well, kids would do that with the DS and the 3DS. But let me ask you something. As a parent, Dally, have you ever had a 3DS like fly down a set of stairs? Because I have had numerous Nintendo consoles ping pong down the stairs numerous times and are completely fine.
Yes.
If we're talking about a device that's essentially a tablet with like controllers on the side, like
it goes from breaking a 3DS to breaking an iPhone.
So, right, exactly. It actually goes from breaking a 3DS to breaking an iPad. At least with an iPad, though, you still feel like, okay, everything's already backed up online, so I'm okay. But no, I have, and in fact, my daughter she just picked up Mario and Sonic at the London Olympic Games for her 3DS today. So we got the whole Mario and Sonic family. But no, she drops her 2DS nonstop, and I'm okay with it. $99, whatever. She's dropped my 3DS a couple times. In fact, I drop my 3DS sometimes when I'm getting off the toilet and it falls on the ground. No big deal. I feel okay with it because it's a 3DS. Cost me like $150, whatever, $160, but I know I can be okay with it. But the Wii U gamepad, if that thing falls like half an inch, I freak out. Like I lose my shit when that falls.
Well, and arguably, like that's even stronger than like a tablet per se, because
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
have like that little it's not very thick, but there is a little bit of thickness before
Mhm.
you actually hit the screen. So if it was to fall flat, like it's gonna hit the
The joysticks or
the
something, yeah.
joysticks and stuff first. Yeah.
But not this.
Um,
This could,
yeah, but this is the idea that it's just a screen with like basically one of those Razer products that had the like controllers on the side and
Oh
like the
yeah.
tablet center in the
I
thing.
I broke my Wii U tablet, by the way.
oh, did you really? How'd you do that?
I broke the screen.
Oh no, you just got so
My
frustrated with
cat.
tapping so hard.
No, it was laying on the couch. My cat jumped off a bookshelf onto it.
I don't know.
Oh no, it's gone.
But I bought a replace. Like it's. Oh no, you can replace the screen for like $30. Like you
Oh,
just
really?
buy the part and you put it in.
Okay.
It's like really easy. But I had like a full-on panic attack when it happened. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this thing I never
Goddamn
used?
cat.
They're never gonna make it again.
How am I gonna make Mario now?
I finally got time now.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Sam. It's this. This is potentially. I mean, a 6.2-inch screen is the rumor, which
That's
makes it
big.
That's big. It's the size of a Wii U gamepad,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
No,
throw
it's bigger
that-
because I think that's a 5-inch.
No, it's a six. It's about a
Screen.
6.2-inch. It's almost actually it's 7. It's a 7-inch screen. Whatever. Either way, it's like this thing is basically a Wii U gamepad with supposedly pieces that hang off of it. Right? You can lose the controllers.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, and that's
no, I'm
that's
not.
the other thing is kids like are gonna like
Yeah.
if they're detachable from this screen, all it takes is one trip like to school or whatever with it, and that controller is gone forever.
Yep.
And it took Nintendo forever to start supplying game pads that you could buy if you damaged your
Yeah.
like Wii U gamepad. And I know I mean, this is all like 100% speculation.
Yes.
And of course, like Nintendo is always super good about solving like their own technical problems, at least when it comes to their hardware.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just look at Game Boy Advance. Like that system started off as a complete like junker, and then like the SPs came out, and that was probably the most solid handheld they've had.
Yep. Still love that SP.
Yeah. Oh, and even like even the GameCube, they saw, they looked at a problem where people were taking their N64s over to other people's houses and damaging them. So they built a brick with a handle on the back of it, so you could use it as a weapon if you needed to.
If you really
They are smart. They know how to and even if you're looking at the original DS, those things were like small like actual bricks, and they turned those into the nice sleek like flip devices that they have now. So I'm like, part of me is a little bit worried about it, and then part of me says that like it comes out and it has like some form of Gorilla Glass in it that's completely unshatterable, and you could drive an 18-wheeler over it and nothing would happen. And that's what Nintendo's been doing, is just research and development on glass for the last 2 years.
Like I think my big thing isn't even that. I can actually get past all of that. It could be a very cool device that that I can use at home, and I actually would love to take something like that with me on the road, on vacation, so I can play the games that I want to play. And if this thing is, another rumor is it's cartridge based, that could actually be better because then I could store a bunch of those cartridges in whatever in a case. But it's not necessarily that. The thing that bothers me, the thing that I'm most hesitant about is that I don't think it's powerful enough to be viable in 2 years. And by that I mean you're going to have Neo, you're going to have Scorpio come out, and they're going to be pushing not only VR, because if VR becomes a thing, then Nintendo's going to be way far behind on a device like this, which won't be able to support VR. But what new technology will be able to, what's the new thing? What's the interesting thing? And this it's not new, right? It's been done before. You have Chromecast, you have Apple TV, all this stuff is stuff that's been out there before. And how forward-thinking is a device like this? Like, the novelty of taking it with me is going to wear off very quickly.
I have an idea. What if they made a handheld gaming console that was also a phone? What if they just made what if they just licensed the name N-Gage but made the N for Nintendo instead of
I wouldn't mind if and this is like the weird part of me that says I wouldn't mind if Nintendo had an app for the iPhone or Android that would stream the game from your console at home to the phone, so you can take that with you and you plug a controller.
That's totally viable.
That to me is the way to go, because PlayStation did it with the Vita, and it kind of worked. But
PlayStation did it with phones.
PlayStation did it with phones.
You can do that on an Android phone.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
and
do that
so
on
I think that's probably the way. To me, that seems like the way to go for this kind of thing. Because if my daughter could take the iPad with her, like, I'm not going to trust her to take the console with her to grandma's house and forget it or break it there and lose a piece there, which she's done with her 2DS and the 3DS before. But those are they're not the main gaming device. Now, if your main gaming device all of a sudden something's lost at grandma's house, then you're kind of screwed. So, but a phone, stream it, I think that's the way to go.
Well, and
again, it's all speculation, but still.
Yeah, you were talking about like VR and stuff and getting ready for the future. Like, are we seeing is NX just like an upgradable concept, right? Like, are we getting? Is this tablet thing going to be able to click into like maybe numerous bases?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning towards. As maybe that's the actual selling feature of this. Isn't that it's a portable device, but it's that it could be infinitely upgradable, and you only need the screen. And you can just keep plugging USBs into it, you know.
Well, and the thing that scares me about that is like Nintendo has had a peripheral problem over the course of their history. Like maybe we'll get the vitality sensor, but like I'm hoping that we don't get like, okay, so 2017, here is like the base NX. It's this portable like system, and it, like, you know, it's right in line with the PS4 and Xbox One, whatever. Then like 2 years from there, where it's like, oh well, this is the VR NX. You only have to buy the base thing that you click into, that your tablet already clicks into. You don't have to throw away the other one. Like, it's still good. It's just the only way to play VR experiences is when it's clicked into this one. And I'm fine with that. As long as, like, you know, we're not. And it's Nintendo, so you'd think they would keep it reasonable, like, pricing. But I don't want to have to, like, every 2 years be like, well, if I want to play the new Zelda game with like this certain feature, I have to buy the new module, which is like another $300 or something like that, or another $200.
So it's the NX is a PC, is basically what it's.
Sure. Well, and as I was saying that, in my mind, I'm envisioning like the 32X problem, where you have like one system and then like just keep stacking up and up until you have like one of those old school like stereo sound centers, which is like, oh, this is my tape deck section, and this is the record player section, and this is the CD player. Like, that's gonna happen, but I fear with like Nintendo, it's like, yep, this is where my VR games go. This is where my normal cartridge games go. Like, and again, we keep saying speculation and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It could be crazy. Part of me really hopes that like Nintendo shows up. And they're just like, and we made Chromecast, but it's Nintendo.
Yeah,
deal with
it's
it.
Literally, it's like it's a Chromecast with a sticker over the name of Nintendo scroll. Here you guys go.
Yeah, or it's just like a PS4 and an Xbox One, like literally duct taped together.
Yeah,
and like, yeah. Look, our new system. It's real good. It plays both It plays PlayStation and Xbox games. What are you guys gonna do about it? See you in fall, or like see you in 2017. Like, who knows? And of course, like, it's Nintendo, so. It's either going to be a train wreck that's on fire, or it's going to be like the Titanic setting off before it sank, where there's just so much hope. But yeah, who knows? And I guess September into October is a crazy time, because we get to hear basically everybody's 2017 plans, and then also we get like the small consumer taste of VR. And you know, who knows? Hopefully, holiday season, VR headsets get into people's hands, and we start that just cycle of great VR, like, smaller projects coming out. Maybe even from bigger developers.
I'm actually really excited about the PSVR because the more I went through it, the more everything I've looked into, I cannot get none of my devices that I have at home right now can use VR. Like, none of the laptops or PCs or anything that I have are viable. So PSVR it is for me, but I'm happy with that. I kind of like the idea that it's a taste of VR. It may get me interested in it. If I do get interested enough, then there's always the possibilities that I can go forward with it. But at the same time, yeah, it's it's going to be a pretty interesting season to see how all this shakes out. So I could quite literally see Sony next week say, "Hey guys, yeah, sorry about that PS4 Slim. We should have told you ahead of time. We got PSVR coming out, and here it is. Oh, hey, by the way, PlayStation 4 Neo is coming out March 2017. Hope you guys like it. There's no other console or anything coming out at the same time. It's gonna be the most powerful gaming console out there, and it'll stream to the Vita, and we're packing a Vita into it, and the Vita." There you go.
Can I make one prediction, at least so it's on the record, about that Neo thing? I guarantee you they show Destiny 2 off with that system. And it's going to make everybody mad. And I can't wait.
Yep. Destiny 2 next week. There we go. Anything else, guys?
I played 40 hours a week of Destiny, so yeah.
I haven't played it since 2 years ago, since it launched.
Still good. I'll see you at Rise of Iron, there, Tom.
Yeah,
I broke 320 this week.
Oh my lord! I may have to work my way into it, depending on what the rest of my back. I was doing great with my backlog. I was doing great with my backlog, and I thought, oh my god, guys, this is awesome. I'm actually catching up. I've beaten like 25 games this year, and then there's all these fucking sales that have been happening, like the summer sale jam, and it's just been, oh, you know what? Sure, I'll buy Mighty Number 9 for $8 from Best Buy. I'll buy this. I'll buy that. Next thing I know, I have like another stack of fucking game discs yet that I have to go through before I get to anything else. So we'll see. But that's a whole other story for a whole other time. I'm sure we've worn out our welcome in this hour and a half. We've spoken for like an hour and a half. That's good. Thank you guys, Tom and Sam, for joining me this evening. It's good to get the band mostly back together. We'll have Robin next time. Robin was under the weather. We'll get her back. But it was fun. And I'm sure we'll have more to talk about here in the coming weeks as the hot season of fall of gaming and fall starts to hit us. So you can find us at sidequesting.com, at sidequesting on the Twitters and stuff. Sidequesting TV, I think, is our Twitch account, which we haven't touched in a couple years. Rate, review us, click, comment, like, share with your friends, send an email. And be social or whatever. Follow our Snapchat. I'm not sure. You can find me at Dolly Domofsky. You can find Tom at
that Tom Johnson.
He's over here. One of these things right here. Sam.
At SamDI79. And send me Hatsune Miku songs. Why don't you?
Send Sam Hatsune Miku.
Send me your favorite Hatsune Mikus. It's and tell me who I should romance in Stardew Valley, because apparently Leah was the wrong answer.
That's Abigail, clearly.
It's not. She's a child. She's 6 years old.
She's not 6 years old.
She acts like a child. I don't know.
How does she act like a child?
She also eats rocks, apparently.
How does she act like a child?
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
we're getting to the bottom of this. How does she act like a child?
Oh, no, I don't know. I gave her a gift, and she's like, "This is for me. Thanks, I guess." I'm like, "Girl, I grew that corn. Like, you enjoy it. That's a gold star corn right there."
That's what makes her act like a child?
Yeah, because she can't eat fruits and vegetables. All right? Tom,
neither can I.
Tom, who may or may not have recently filmed himself eating a pomegranate.
Yeah, I also host a podcast.
Awesome.
I also host a podcast about me eating garbage food.
And then you eat that garbage food while you're on our podcast, which is what we actually.
No, those are just some cheddar Pringles.
Nice. Oh, it's okay. So garbage food. No, I'm just kidding. Well, thank you, everybody. We look forward to chatting with you. Feel free to send us messages. We'll talk to you all on the next Side Quest. Peace, love, and shout out to Marco Rubio. I'm just going to give random shout-outs. Random shout-outs to politicians every week.